You're going to need a bigger boat.
The actors playing Roy Scheider and Richard Dreyfuss get to delve into the psyche of those performers.
The big time. Life's good, you know, he's got his family down with him, you know, while he's shooting. And there's kind of a mediative quality. There's kind of a desire to want to keep things kind of like going along smoothly, because that's what's going to make the film happen.
Martin, it's just a hoax. There are two kids with a cardboard fin. Is everyone there okay?
This is right at the start of Richard's leap to stardom. He's kind of filled with this anxiety and this neurosis and this kind of need to prove himself to these two seasoned actors, Robert and Roy.
Ian Shaw got the chance to meet Jaws on set. Now the play The Shark is Broken brings to life those 1970s days off the coast of Martha's Vineyard. Claudia Sebezis, BBC South East Today, London.
It's still scary, isn't it? Now, as you may have noticed, over even the last few months, Sara in Barham, she's increased revenue at one pub in Fairwarp, and she turned her hand to pottery. In fact, she made this little bowl in between the very important job of forecasting the weather for us. So, Sara, today we are sadly marking the end of a brilliant On the Map series.
Which went on and on and on and on and on, which has been amazing. You know, it's been basically nearly 6 months, 21 films. When we started the idea of On the Map, we thought we'd see some nice little villages or hamlets that we hadn't seen before. Who knew we'd find so many untold stories?
There were the stories of people.
Like attracts like. People are beginning to come out of the woodwork and develop art themselves from within the village.
You pick the buds off and then you're hoping to make what out of the grapes?
Wine.
And have you tested any of the wine?
No.
No.
No, thank you.
Some of the people changed world history, like the abolitionist Reverend James Ramsey.
He was an important person, I suppose really in the development of British morality. He helped move the boundary between what people found acceptable and what they found unacceptable.
And some of the people were globally famous, like artist Pablo Picasso.
He came in the pub many, many years ago, tapped his pockets, had no money on him. He said to the landlord, "I'll draw you a little sketch." And the answer was no. And so he walked his merry way back home.
Or infamous, like the spy Donald MacLean.
He jumped out of that window, ran across fields and ran into the village, and I believe the taxi driver took him either to the train station or down to Dover.
Some of the buildings told us more about our local history.
It's so unusual to actually have a memorial of this calibre in a building like this. You know, it's actually attracting people to come and see it.
There was a brickworks here, famous Cognac yellow bricks you see all over this area, and you see them all the way up to London.
And some were simply beautiful buildings who stood by.
As cold tonight as it was last night. There are some cool starts, but last night actually we saw a touch of raw ground frost here and there. Tomorrow morning we start with temperatures typically high single figures. Look at half the place names there for you, and here are the other half as well. You can see there's quite a bit of cloud at first, some mist and some murk. That cloud though will thin and break as we go through the day. We'll start to see some bright spells coming through, but remember last night I said to you it's not a nailed on certainty to see sunshine on Thursday afternoon. I think I was proved right. It will be fairly cloudy tomorrow. tomorrow afternoon, but 17 Celsius, 63 in Fahrenheit in the very best of it. Little weak weather front into the early hours of Friday slips away, then that high pressure is back with us. Behind it, it will be quite chilly into Saturday, so one of those really cool starts that we're looking at. But here's Friday itself, that early little bit of cloud and really a touch of rain at first, clearing away nicely. We will get some sunshine in the afternoon, but because that was a cold front, those temperatures will have fallen away, 13 or 14 Celsius. So you'll really notice pushing in towards the end of the weekend. That is a real breakdown in our weather for the start of next week. But for the time being, it is sometimes there's particularly chilly nights, certainly the cool starts. A lot of dry weather for the next few days, but you can see we will pick up quite a bit of cloud at times. The best of the brightness, I think, is probably Friday afternoon for you. We'll see some good sunshine having had that early cloud. And then into the start of the new week, we will see the rain returning. The temperatures look like they might go up a little bit. It's that westerly influence in our weather. But as I say, the payoff is that we will be quite wet and windy next week, so a real change.
There was some pretty bad language, wasn't there, when you were trying to squeeze all those names onto the
I did not have a good day with that.
Anyway, you did it. Thank you very much, and thank you for On the Map. That is it from us for now. Ian Palmer will be with you after the national news at 10. Bye-bye.
Theft, I think that's the phrase that was used.
Leaked emails were said to suggest that the case for global warming had been exaggerated.
Send everyone through.
What happens if everyone ignores your measurements?
The truth. That's what's at stake here. And who gets to tell the truth about something that affects every living thing on the planet?
The Trick, Monday at 8:30 on BBC One and iPlayer.
You will repay your debt to society by working the number of hours mandated by the court.
We found it. We're entitled to it.
Are you citing the legal precedent, finders, keepers, losers, weepers?
What if it's drug money?
Say hello to my little friend. Have you seen that film, Scarface? You'd like it. It's about what is it about? I can't even remember.
If I ran them and whoever took it, because now I have to kill them just to make a point.
Don't worry, man. I've got ice in the back of my head.
Well, we're all definitely going to jail.
The Outlaws, coming soon to BBC One and iPlayer.
Hello and a very good Wednesday night to you from BBC One. Panorama reports from Afghanistan in half an hour after your midweek One show.